What's up guys, my name is Ryan and I recently returned from exploring the country of Albania and I want to share with you my favorite places and experiences, so here's my Albania top 10. Located just north of Greece, Albania is easily one of Europe's most underrated countries. From the scenic coastline of the Albanian Riviera to the crystal clear waters of the Shala River, Albania has so much to offer. Let's start this video off in Theth. Located in Albania's Alps, this was the first place we went to and one of the main reasons I wanted to visit the country. To reach it, it was about a 4-hour drive from Tirana. The roads were really good, just a little tight at times once we got into the mountains, but the views driving in were incredible. When we got there, I was just amazed at the scenery. You seriously felt like you were in the Alps. We stayed in this really cool lodge for a few days and had a great time exploring the area. One of my favorite features of Theth is its church. It was built in 1892 and I thought it was just so unique. It's perfectly placed in the valley, completely surrounded by mountains. From the church, we went up to the nearby river and found some amazing swimming holes. The water was so clean and pure, there were tons of tadpoles, and it was just such a fun time swimming and jumping off the rocks into the water. I came across this one spot that had this nice swimming area and little waterfall. I climbed the rock past the waterfall and it led into this cave-like chasm. It was so much fun to explore. Another incredible place in the area is the Blue Eye. It's located just down the river from Theth and it was a moderate hike to reach it. At the start of the hike there's this incredible swimming area and it got me excited to reach the Blue Eye. The hike was a little challenging but not too bad. It took us about 40 minutes to reach the top. When we got there I was amazed at the beauty of this place. The water is easily the clearest river water I've ever seen. I couldn't believe the color. We were hot from the hike, so I was excited to jump in for a swim. I will say that the water is some of the coldest I've ever been in. It was painful, yet exhilarating at the same time. The water was so pure and clean, and I could see fish just swimming in the crystal clear water. I will say get here early because people started to pour in and it got way too crowded. Anyways, after nearly getting hypothermia, we hiked back down. I wanted to swim at the water at the base of the hike, and this water was not nearly as cold and much easier to swim in. The rock formations were incredible. As I went into the canyon, there was this cool waterfall and it was just so much fun. Easily one of my favorite places I've ever swam in. Another incredible place to visit in Albania's mountains is Valbona. It's located pretty close to Theth, but to drive there it takes about 4 to 6 hours to get there depending which route you go. Another option is that you can hike there from Theth. It's about a 16-kilometer hike one way and takes anywhere from 6 to 9 hours to complete. On the hike, there's some insane views along the way. Once you reach Valbona, it's this incredible alpine valley and its beauty is comparable to Theth and both are just amazing areas. While we're still in the Alps, we're going to head over to one of the most incredible views in the countries, Maja and Vajushës. Located right on the Albanian-Montenegro border, this viewpoint offers an incredible view of the Alps that are actually in Montenegro. Now to get here, there's a few ways. You could start in the Grabaje Valley in Montenegro, or also start from Lapusha, which is a nearby village in Albania. It's about a 9-kilometer trek and it takes you to this ridgeline that has an insane view of the mountains. After, we're going to leave the Alps to visit one of Albania's most famous lakes, Komani. Located about a 3-hour drive from Tirana, Komani is this reservoir with incredible scenery. To get there, we drove to the town of Gushta and then walked through this tunnel that took us to the ferry dock area. Now the best way to experience the lake is on a boat. We got a boat with Mickey tours and explored the lake. I was just blown away by the scenery and our captain was just ripping through the lake's canyons. It was so much fun. Now the main reason I wanted to come to Komani Lake was to visit the Shala River. It's the same river that is in Theth and eventually it winds down into this incredible area surrounded by lush mountain walls. A lot of people say that it reminds them of the landscapes you'd expect to find in Southeast Asia. Now to get here with a normal boat, it takes about an hour from Komani Lake. I was amazed at the beauty of this place. The water was so clean and clear and had this really nice turquoise color. There was this bridge and I did a jump off of it. There is some bars and restaurants and even some hotels where you can spend the night at. We came here in the evening and it was really nice to relax and just swim in the river. I wish we had more time and maybe planned a little better to spend the night. But anyways, it was just fun and I'm glad we made the trek to get out there. Afterwards, we're going to head to the capital of Albania, Tirana. Located in the center of the country, if you're coming into Albania, you'll probably be flying into Tirana's airport. It was founded in 1614 and today it's Albania's largest city. I really like the Skanderbeg Square, which is a nice area in the center of the city. I think Tirana is a very beautiful area and worth exploring for a day or two. Afterwards, we're going to visit another one of Albania's most famous historical cities, Berat. Located about 2 hours from Tirana, Berat became part of the Ottoman Empire in the 1400s, with a lot of its Ottoman architecture still prevalent today. I enjoyed walking through the city and also visiting the old town. The main bridge offers a great view of Berat. Afterwards, we went up to the fortress of Berat, which is perched on the hill overlooking the whole city. This dates back to the 13th century and it has a lot of Byzantine architecture. It was fun to wander the streets and get incredible views of the area. Another historical city worth visiting is Gjirokastër. It's located about a 2.5 hours drive from Berat. The crowning feature of the city is its castle. It's believed to have been constructed in the 12th or 13th centuries, and it was overtaken by the Ottomans in the 1400s. Walking through the fortress, I was extremely impressed by this place. The walls were so thick and it felt like we were stepping back in time. I can't imagine how hard it was to construct this. Now I really like the old clock tower that overlooks the fortress. If you're near Gjirokastër, it's definitely worth checking out this castle. Afterwards, we're going to head to the Benja thermal baths. Located about a 1.5 hours drive from Gjirokastër, this is an interesting area. One of the main reasons I wanted to come here was to see its bridge. It was built several centuries ago by the Ottomans. I mean, it has such a unique shape, and it's amazing that it has lasted for hundreds of years. Right by the bridge, there is this main pool. I was expecting the water to be hot, but it wasn't at all, but it's nice relaxing, especially if it's really hot. Afterwards, I decided to walk in the canyon behind the bridge. The scene was really nice, and there were some more thermal pools here with more privacy. After, we're going to head to one of my favorite regions in the country, the Albanian Riviera. Located on the Ionian Sea, the Albanian Riviera is home to some of Europe's most beautiful coastline. We stayed in the town of Sarandë as our base to explore the Riviera. It's a scenic city on the coast, and you can get to some really nice places with an hour's drive or less. A beautiful town just south is Ksamil. It's located right on the Albanian-Greece border, and it's just a 30-minute drive to Sarandë, and there's some really nice islands right off the coast, and the scenery here is just spectacular. Across from Ksamil is the Greek island of Corfu, which you can reach by taking a ferry from Sarandë. We went there for a day, and I was impressed by the beauty of this island. Now the best way to experience the Albanian Riviera is on a boat. I wanted to see some of the Riviera's best coastline, so we went to the town of Himarë and we did a boat tour with my friend Foti, who owns Himarë Beach Hopping Tours, and this was easily my favorite thing that we did on the Riviera. We left the port in the morning and immediately started exploring the coast. I mean, the scenery was just next level. I couldn't believe the size of the mountains along the coastline. It reminded me of the scenery you'd expect to see in Greece or Croatia, but it was just more epic in my opinion. We passed a lot of beaches that can only be accessed by boat or by foot. One that I thought was really nice is Jipe Beach, which is located at the base of this ravine. Anyways, after about 30 minutes of boating, we came across some dolphins, which was pretty cool. We kept going and got to this cove, and the main reason we wanted to go here was to see this sea cave. To get in, we waded through the water into the entrance of the cave. It looked pretty small, but then we turned to the left and had to go through this small opening. Then it opened up in this huge dome-shaped room. There was an underwater tunnel that connected to the outside that allowed light to enter the cave, which gave the water the most incredible color that reflected onto the ceiling of the cave. I mean, I couldn't believe this place. I've been in a lot of sea caves in Europe, but I think this was the coolest I've ever experienced. It was a little chilly in the cave, so after a bit, we wanted to get back in the sun. You could just walk out the way that we came in, or you could swim through this underwater cave opening. We had to hold our breath for a bit, but it was a fun adventure getting out of there. Sea caves are just so much fun. The rest of the boat trip was really nice. We explored some more coves and did swimming in crystal clear waters. If you want to go on an epic boat trip, definitely book a tour with Foti's tour company. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Well, that is it for my Albania top 10. Going to this country for the first time, I had no idea what to expect, but I was truly blown away. The scenery, the food, and the people were amazing, and I can't wait to come back. Let me know where your favorite place is in Albania in the comments below. It's Ryan, and we will see you later.